everyone, it's Dewi. Welcome to my first part of Unity 2D Beginner Series. If you have always wanted to create your own game, this is the right place. I'm going to tell you how to do this, and you don't need any kind of experience to do this. I'm going to tell you anything step by step, from installing Unity and adding your player, attacking to your enemies, and adding UI to your game. And then you can export it and share it with your friends. So follow me and do anything step by step I'm going to tell you. So let's do this. Okay, first of all, we need to download Unity. So let's start searching about download Unity. And the first link we have, start your creative project and download the Unity Hub. Okay, in this page, you have to download Unity for your OS. It will support Windows, Mac, and Linux. I'm going for Windows. Okay, then here you should sign in. You can use Apple account, your Google account, Facebook account, and others, or even you can just submit your email and start to signing in with your email. You will see this page. Before that, you have to log in to your account that you have created. So before that, make sure you have your account, and then in the license section, you have to create your own license. You can use the free personal, or you can purchase any kind of license you want. But for a start, free version is very useful, and you can do it for a long time. Okay, after adding your license, you have to go to the install sections, and you have to install the version of Unity that you want. After clicking on install editor, you will see you have official release that you can select them. Let's go with recommended and install it. In this section, you have to select the tools and platforms. So I have to download Microsoft Visual Studio Community 2022, but I already have the 2026, so I don't need it. And then I have to choose the platform that I want to export my game. You can use Android, iOS, TV, and Vision OS, Linux, and Mac, and any other platforms. And of course, you can download any kind of language package if you need, and documentations and others. After that, you just have to click the continue, and then you have to just download it, and you have to click the I have read the previews and agreement and install. Then it should install to your Unity Hub, and actually I don't need it, so I'm close it. Okay, here, as you can see, I have a lot of Unity versions that I can use it. So then I have to go to the project section, and in the project section, you will see your projects, and you have to create a new project. In this panel, we have a variety of templates that you can use them and download them and test them. It has for mobile, AR, VR, and any kind of game template, for example, multiplayer template that could be useful to learn. But these three templates are the main thing that you have to know about them: Universal 2D, 3D, and higher definition 3D. The old version was built in render that you can use them, but this is the old version. We don't use it anymore, and we focus on universal version. It has more features, it has more performance and quality. And the 2D and 3D versions are the same, except they are 2D and 3D, as you can see, but the higher definition is the best and high level of performance and quality that you can get from Unity. You have to use it for your Windows games and for your Android games and any other consoles. It could not be possible to use them because it has a lot of pressure on your system. So make sure you want to create a game for I don't know, Xbox or Windows. And for Android and other things that they are a little weaker, you have to use the universal only. But here I have to download them, and I can switch to another version of Unity that I have downloaded before. And here I have it. So let's select the Universal 2D, and here I have some field. The first one is project name. I'm going to call it my first game, and then you have to select the folder as a path of the project. There we go, and then you have to select, and then you have to create your project. Okay, there we go. This is our first view of our game engine. And as you can see, we have a lot of layouts that I can explain you. But first of all, let's just change our layout and customize for myself. So in this here on top right, I have layout and I can select it, and we have a variety of things. The default version is here, and when you open it for the first time, you will see this kind of layout. So let's start with this. And in this version, I have a editor view here. I can navigate it, and I can switch to 3D mode 2, then navigate again with WASD on my keyboard, and then I can switch back because my game is 2D. And the next thing is about layouts, is about you can switch between some default, for example, 2x3, that was a default version that I use, and then you can switch between of them. But let's back to 2x3 that I like it. So here you can see we have two layout. As I told you, this is a game view. This is a editor view, and here this is a game view. And in this game view, you can switch your aspect ratio with these kind of pre-default that could give you many custom layouts. And of course, you can add your custom here too, easy and without any problem. But let's back to Facebook again. Okay, the next thing is about the hierarchy. Hierarchy is your scene container, and you can add a lot of game objects, a component, and anything you want here. At the default, I have a main camera here with a lot of setup and configs that you can see. The first one is transform, that you can use it to transform your camera. Here, as you can see in my editor, I can move it, and then you can rotate it here and here, and any kind of way. And another options are here, and you can use it, but I'm going to tell you one by one in the future. And we have a global light 2D that you can use it to add light to our game objects. So here, if you need any kind of more game objects, just you have to right click, and then you have to create an empty object, a 2D or 3D game objects. So we have 2D project, and I'm going to add sprite. So let's start with the single one. Yeah. As you can see now, I have another game object here. It's a circle, and I have it in my editor view and my game view. And there's a lot of property on a sprite renderer. So it is an image, so I can use a sprite render. And here we have a default circle game object as an image. So I can change the color, I can flip it, and I can do other things, change the material and other things. So for a start, let's just change the color. Just select it and change the color here to red. There we go. Okay, now I can do any other things. I can add the empty object that has nothing except just an empty object. It has nothing into, just a transform that you can use it. The default component that every game object has. Okay, now here I can scale my game object, the circle one. So I have this. If I just disable the constraint properties, I can see we can do it freely between X and Y, and of course that doesn't working because it is 2D, not a 3D. We don't have Z-axis here. Okay. The next layout I'm going to talk about it is about assets. As you can see, we have a lot of folders and components here. In the folder, since we have the scene that is the default scene that we have, that we are into it. So I'm going to create another scene to test it. I'm going to right click, then create. In here, we have a scene. Then I'm going to just a simple scene. I'm going to call it, I don't know, B version. And then I'm going to double click. Now we have empty scene again. I'm going to create another game object, triangle. There we go. I'm going to change it to, I don't know, blue. There we go. I'm going to save it with Control S on keyboard, and then I'm going to switch back here and here. I can switch between my scenes by double clicking on the scenes. Okay, now if you need to play your game, you just need to play the button to play it. There we go. Now we are on the runtime node and we just played our game. But nothing shows because we did nothing actually. But in the states, you can see some details. For example, my FPS game is about 150 and no, sorry, 170 or yeah, and maybe 80. So that's all. And if you need to open your any kind of view, for example, your game view, you have to just double click on the tab. There we go. Now we have a full screen version of our game. You can do it on editor version 2. There we go. When you install Unity, you have to assign your script editor to Unity. And you have to go to the edit, then you have to go to the preference, and then you have to select external tools. Here you have external script editor, and you have to select any kind of editor that you have. For example, I have right there Visual Studio and Visual Studio Code. So I selected Visual Studio inside there. That was amazing for me. So after that, you are connected to your Visual Studio, and then you can create, for example, a folder. Then you can right click, create a folder, and you can call it, for example, scripts. Then you have to double click and again create a mono behavior script. I'm going to call it test. Okay, after compiling, you can just double click on your script. There we go. Now this is the first structure that we have in our script. This is a mono behavior, and so it is inherited by them. Then you have to use it for your Unity. And then we have two functions that is prepared to use. The first one is start. It is called once before the first execution of update after the mono behavior is created. I mean, when you submit and play your play button, the first thing we'll call is about the function of start, and then update will be called in the frame per frame. Let's do this, and I'm going to test it. Okay, I just create an int that I'm going to use it to as a counter in my update, but in start I'm going to use a log to just print a string in my console. So let's write just something like, I'm going to use debug.log, and here you have to just write a string between brackets. I'm going to call it this is start. Okay, now in the updates, let's increase our x. I have x, so I'm going to use x plus 1. Now I'm increasing it in the update because it's calling every frame, and then I have to print it. So again, I use debug. That's all. Now I use Ctrl S to save it. Okay, now how to use this script? It's simple. You have to just add it to your scene. So I'm going to create an empty game object, and then I'm calling test again. So there's a two way to add your component. The easy way is to just grab it and then drag it. And another way is to just write it here to add the component. So I have a test. I can do it again. So you can add any time and any count of you want to your component. But here I just need one. Okay, now I'm going to call it. Let's start the game. Okay, as you can see, we have a little tiny counter here, and if you click on it, you will open your console. Now you can see we have a lot of counter here that it will counting the frames of the game because we did it. Okay, and in the top we have just this is a start that I'm called from my start. So if you double click on it, you will redirect into your code, and here is the path that I called this is a start. Okay, that was all about basic of the Unity in first part. I'm going to see you in the next part. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next part, guys.